Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Barefoot Minis. I thought I would talk a little bit more about miniature horses and baby teeth. Teeth in miniature horses is a big deal because we tended to miniaturize the horse, but we didn't miniaturize the teeth. And so crowding and malocclusions and sharp points and uneven wear and tooth bumps and retained caps, all these things are more common in miniature horses, and that's why it's important to get your equine dentist out pretty early to start checking on your horse, especially if your horse has an underbite or an overbite. That's a sign they're going to really wear unevenly, but it doesn't always mean they're going to wear unevenly. Sometimes they just wear unevenly no matter what. I found that the tiny perfect Arabian type heads, they need to treat it a lot more often than the larger heads. There just isn't as much space for those teeth, and they tend to create ramps and points and everything in those little delicate heads that can't fit the teeth. But anyway, in minis around 3 to 4 years old, their faces will start really getting swollen under the jaw and over the noseband area. It's important to remember that's temporary in most cases. Once they shed those baby teeth, the swelling will go down, the jaw will refine, and the noseband area will refine. But it doesn't look very good for a while because it's so swollen, and it's probably uncomfortable for them too while they're shedding the baby teeth. And it's important to make sure that they don't have retained caps because that can keep the swelling from going down. Anyway, here's the underside of that tooth. I'm gonna clean it up and then put it in my collection. But this is a molar I found incisors and all sorts of things. I've seen people make jewelry out of these. They're kind of cool. They're like an ivory, and they're not hurting anybody by using them because they just fall out of the horse's mouth, where the horse will either swallow them or they'll get lost in the mud. So anyway, after about 4 or 5 years old, your miniature horse's face will probably go back to normal. If they're used to eating rough hay, and they'll get rid of those caps on their own. Sometimes you'll need some dental work to help get rid of the caps, but I haven't in my horses because they get a lot of roughage. Just if you had a beautiful head in your herd and all of a sudden it's just swollen around the noseband and around the jaw, just give it a couple years and they'll be back to normal. Thought this would be interesting on miniature horses and teeth. Jesus loves you.